With me, I have two individuals who are here to talk about the Tacoma Peace Laureate. So please join me in welcoming Mr. Willie Stewart.
Good morning.
You are the, say it, the 2019 Tacoma Peace Laureate recipient. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have been, you are so much to so many people, and it's been all over the newspapers, so I thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day to be here.
Thank you.
And with me is Mr. Thomas Heavey, Sr. We're going to call you Tom. You are with the Greater Tacoma Peace Prize and Committee, and you are the founder of this program. Welcome, my dear.
Thank you.
Great to have you here today, and I hope it's one of many that I get to have you on the comfy couch. So, Willie, let's talk about this. You are known to have an ongoing commitment to community service. Does that go way back to your days as principal at Lincoln High School?
Even before being a principal.
Yes.
I grew up in a family of 11, and we had to volunteer to help each other survive. And my mother always placed emphasis on others rather than ourselves. And so in that process, volunteering was a natural part of me. And it was with me forever. Always concerned about the other people, and also looking for an opportunity to serve, to help those who are not able to help themselves in many ways.
It is written across your heart. So of those 11 siblings, what number were you?
I was number 10. Very fortunate to be here. My mother was 38 when I was born, 43 when the baby sister was born, 16 when the first one was born. So I feel very blessed.
You should, absolutely. And boy, with 11 siblings, that could go crazy in so many ways. But to have strong parents and a strong mother that recognized that service above self was something that she wanted to spoon feed all 11 of you, outstanding. But you're not originally from Tacoma, are you?
No, I grew up in a small community in Colorado County, Columbus, Texas, a farm community, a sharecropper. And so that's where I got my beginning not only to volunteer, but a sense of hard work and a concern for others.
I love that. So I'm going to come back and get some more of your story here, but I'm going to talk with Tom here for a second. Tom, let's give a big overview here of what is the mission statement of Peace Laureate.
Well, the Greater Tacoma Peace Prize is established to honor local peacemakers. Peace begins locally.
Yes.
And we see people on the national and international stage, but most peace is happening with people like Willie and the 14 laureates that we've had before him. There are amazing people in this area who have done amazing things, and it's our goal to recognize and to honor them.
I love that. And you yourself, I'm gonna share about you here. You have quite the legacy of service yourself in terms of time in the reserves and also seeing some action overseas. So it doesn't surprise me that you are the founder of this, because you also have lived this, haven't you?
Yeah. I served 27, almost 28 years in the U.S. Coast Guard Reserve. After 9/11, I was on active duty more than I was not. I've always been active in the local community. I was elected president of the Sons of Norway in January of 2003. And in February of 2003, I got the phone call saying, pack up, you're headed for a place that we aren't going to tell you about till you get there. And found myself in Kuwait. And in Iraq. The Coast Guard provided waterside security to all the Army and Navy ships that were in port. And that's where the idea came to me.
Came from service above self. Willie, I want to come back to you now that we've set the stage for what is the premise of this beautiful Peace Laureate Prize. You talked about that you were one of 11 and that you worked on a sharecropper's property. What was that like for you?
Well, it simply meant that in the specific situation we were in, of 100% of the products that we farmed, 25% went to the owner of the land. Most persons in that situation had to give up 50%. But we were very fortunate that we had to give up 25%. And out of that alone, for that, we had some that others didn't have. So sharing was a part of the natural survival of the community.
Absolutely. And this morning when I walked in, you had been up since 4:45 because you have already cooked breakfast for a team of people that were hungry at Urban Grace Church.
Well, I do that on Sundays. This morning was a group that we meet every Thursday, and we share the cooking chores.
Oh.
That's about 14 of us. And this morning it was my assignment, so I gave them a good Texas breakfast of biscuits, gravy, eggs with cheese, and even Texas Southern beef sauce.
Oh my gosh, that is just incredible. So that brings me to ask you, since you've retired from being the principal at Lincoln High School, but you really haven't retired, what is a typical day like for you in terms of volunteering? How do you spend your time? Because everybody wants a piece of you, Willie.
Thank you for that. One organization that I spend a lot of time with and I'm so thrilled to be a part of is the Kiwanis Club of Tacoma, where I serve as a program chairperson under the leadership of Gary Brackett. Well, within the organization, not only we get speakers for each Tuesday, the other joy is once a month I go to Grant Elementary School to give out recognition awards to the students, and then also to Whitman once a month. And there are other groups that go to 6 other schools. Then I spend time with the Boys and Girls Club of the South Puget Sound, where I am on the executive board, and we meet once a month. But I also go once a month to the Al Davis Boys and Girls Club and serve as a mentor. And then on each Sunday morning, I get up at 5, report to the church at 6 o'clock to prepare breakfast for anywhere from 200 to 350 persons every Sunday morning with a team of about 18 volunteers. But it's only about 5 of us who come every week. But we have persons from different groups. That's part of it. Then I have speaking engagements. As of yesterday, I spoke to a group at Pierce College. I also spend time supervising student teachers from Western Governors University. And in many ways, my time is consumed more now than when I was working. And also, I take time each day to go and visit with my wife, who is in a nursing home as an advanced patient with Parkinson's disease. And then I have to prepare my own self for my meals and my survival. Oh. So that's how the day goes.
Willie, you do more in one day than most people do in a lifetime. I feel like I feel like I'm meeting the Nelson Mandela of Tacoma. I mean, I've known you for quite some time and known of you, but I've never had a glimpse into your daily life. And just sitting here listening to you, I'm exhausted already. I don't know where you get your energy from.
Well, I get it from the services that are rendered. For example, on June the 6th, which is today, starting at 4 o'clock today, I will join a group at the LeMay Museum, and we're going to honor all of the high school athletes in Pierce County for their accomplishments through the school year. And we will select and give out about $80,000 worth of scholarships. Oh. We're very grateful to the Names Foundation that provides the revenue, and for Columbia Bank for supporting. Yes. And it's exciting to recognize the achievement of the young men and young women who are in our schools each time. That gives me energy. That gives me excitement to do that. And my whole life's been involved around people and around sports, around all things. But when you're dealing with the young people, it allows you to get a level of energy that you would not have.
Absolutely. Okay, so question for both of you, because we have just about 3 minutes left. Tom, when you think about moving forward with this award and the qualities that you look for, the Willie Stewarts are incredible and few and far between. So as we look to the next generation, what are you looking for in the years to come from a Peace Laureate recipient?
Well, my experience over the last 15 years of selecting laureates is as marvelous as Willie is. There are a dozen or more people who are doing just as important work in Tacoma.
There we go.
And it's our goal to find them and to bring them out for a brief moment in the sunshine.
Because they're so busy, they're hard to catch, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They are. They're too busy
they're
doing.
They're all humble as heck. Willie did not put his own name forward.
Of course not.
One of his students from 1972 was his nominee,
Absolutely.
or his nominator. But, and that is what we look for. January to March of each year, we accept nominations. We announce in April. We hold the banquet in September. We'll be honoring Willie. Save the date. I believe it's the fourth Thursday in September.
All right.
Banquet out at PLU. And in December, Willie and a friend of his are traveling to Oslo, Norway for the awarding of the Nobel Peace Prize.
And there it is. There it is. All right. So, have you been to Oslo, Norway?
No, I've not.
Not yet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
I've traveled overseas, but never to that area.
I love that. I want to say two things before we close here, and I go back to my dear friend Phaedra at the farmer's market. Willie, there is not enough words in my heart and in the English language to tell you how grateful I am for you and for what you have done and for the beauty of your heart. And my wish is that when people see this, that they are inspired and they look at their own lives and the lives that they are impacting and take a lesson from you. So thank you so much for being here today.
Well, thank you.
And for you, Mr. Tom, for all the service that you've done, for your continued eagle's eye looking for those people who are so humble that they can't even recognize themselves, I say thank you to you for being a vessel of greatness for our City of Destiny. And I want to have you back on the couch when next year's winner shows up. How's that?
Absolutely.
It's a date. All right.